Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all hear me well? Yes. Yep. Okay, awesome. Are we ready? Can I say thank you? Okay, everybody, we're about to get started. You all continue back there at the massage table, and when you're finished, just come on up quietly and join us. I okay, okay. Thank you. Oh, it's so great. Okay, y'all scared of the front row. Okay. We're not gonna bite, I promise. Okay, everybody, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Queen Juicy Shake Show. I am your MC, Queen Steph A. Renee. I am honored and pleased to present our host for the evening. First, we have the greatest teacher of healers, actor, singer, writer, producer, believer, none other than Miss Patrice Riquet, also known as Yams. Welcome, Yams. Next, we have singer, actor, dancer, choreographer, writer, producer, visionary, disruptor. We have JFM. Welcome,
Welcome. Thank you.
And finally, last but not least, we have our beautiful host, the motivational self esteem coach that has brought us all here together today. Let's give it up for none other than Miss Queen Juicy Shea. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. How are you today? Good. I didn't hear y'all. Welcome, everyone. How are you today? All right, all right. So if you are in the back, we do ask that if you could please come a little bit forward so we can hear you, see you, and that way you can be a part of us. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to just talk a little bit for a few seconds. We're going to talk about the history of not only the Apex Museum, which we are here today, but we're also going to talk about the history of the Queen Juicy Shake Show. So, the Queen Juicy Shake Show started about 2 years ago, and it started because I myself, Queen Juicy Shake, 5 years ago, I lost 137 pounds naturally. I used to be 262 pounds, and throughout that process, I almost passed away 3 times. I almost had 3 strokes, as well as I was battling mental health, suicide, depression, anxiety, and I believe it's called a horror and horror. I do sometimes have, I'm overcoming pronouncing. I have dyslexia as well. And throughout my process, I am learning how to love me and love the process that I'm going through. So the Queen Juicy Shake Show started because honestly, I wanted to just really have an open form discussion with people And no matter of your background, your ethnicity, what you are doing in your life, as humans, we still should be able to sit down, come together, and just have conversations and be able to find that commonality as in humans. And so the Queen Juicy Shake show became an outlet for just myself and people nearby and far to just have conversations and overcome a lot of things that we all experience as humans, such as suicide. Um, it could be any type of illness that we may be going through, and sometimes just being able to sit and talk with people, we can overcome a lot of things that we are going through with wellness. It could be anything: self esteem, encouragement, motivation. And once I started it, it was just like, okay, now I want to really have people here. So I just started talking a lot more so to myself. It was more like notes to myself. And then after that, I started to just put people in place and say, you know what, help me build this. And the first team was amazing. It was great. However, the second team was really what we needed to be able to house our people near and far. And that's when you have Yams right here, and you have JSM, and now you have Stephanie or Steph, our MC. And throughout that process, now we're able to collaborate and we're able to travel and just share our stories and connect with people. It's down like, can you hear me all? Yeah, I probably moved it away. um, so in that process, we have a few different episodes that we will be touching today, and we won't do the full. This is just more so of a maybe a preliminary or just maybe examples or things like that, just to kind of like have mini series of them. And I wanted to have like a juice tour. I wanted to just be able to just connect with people all over the world globally. And sometimes I feel like as people, we do a disservice to ourselves and others when we really don't operate in our full gift, our full gift intended. And we do it either halfway or we don't do it at all. So throughout life coaching, I've been a life coach for about maybe 15 to 16 years now. I'm also a peer specialist, and I'm going back to school despite my dyslexia and despite things that I've been through in my life. I am borderline intellectual functioning, meaning I was technically born supposed to be mental retarded. And my IQ is very small, but to be honest with you all, it's really very huge because I'm very intellectual and I do a lot of things that most people are either afraid to do or they don't really know how to do in that space. So I'm now utilizing my gift that God and the Creator has given me to be able to bring awareness to the forefront of just all the things we experience as humans. So we have a few different episodes. We have Talking Tuesday. We have Talking Tuesday. That's it. Okay, we have Talking Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, and this is part of them. So enjoy.
Give it up for her. Hi, my name is Patrice. For the podcast, I go by Yams. And funny story, so we actually met at like, I guess, a call for actors and models and singers and stuff like that. And I did my thing, and I guess she was impressed by it. She came up to me, asked me to be part of her podcast, and I was like, okay. I didn't realize how much I didn't realize I was going to gain a new friend, most importantly. Um, but this was a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. And it's funny because that was like at a point that was really mentally low for me in my life. And being a part of this podcast, I didn't realize how important it was to just talk. Like that's why people say go to therapy. Like it's just basically talking. So it was kind of like a therapy for me, just meeting with her and some of the members, and we would just be super honest about ourselves first, and then we got to talk about different documentaries and movies and things like that. And I realized how wonderful it was to be open and that how it was okay to not be okay. Because usually, well, not usually, but we're not always going to be, quote, happy. But it's wonderful to have like a team of people around you where they can hold you up. So that's what the podcast is for me. It's just a place of safety, a place of fun. Um, and as far as like my personal background, I'm an actor, producer, like Stephanie said. I'm about to produce my first short film later on this month. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. But with everything that's happening in the world, I'm just really excited to be in a headspace where I can make my own way. I always thought Hollywood or Broadway would make my way, but I'm realizing, especially as a young Black woman, I can trailblaze and make my own way and not depend on these industries to tell me who I should be and how I should look and what I should be in.
Next, maybe to say purr.
Hello, I am. Oh yes. Hello, I'm Jerome. I'm JSM, also known as Jerome. I met Queen actually at the same event that we had went to, and then a few months later, she recruited me onto her podcast, and it's been great. It's been really fun. Just having just an hour out of the week just to kind of get together and powwow and kiki it with friends, but then also usually have like a movie or media Monday or talking about something within the arts. And that's like my bread and butter. I love kind of just digging into movies, the technique of movies, but also what a movie is trying to say. So I'm really excited for our conversation today. Um, and yeah, it's just been really great to just kind of, kind of be with you on this journey and connect in this way, And just like you were saying, is being honest and talking about things that a lot of people kind of in our society don't really want to talk about, or maybe are a little afraid to talk about because it's taboo, or it's because we have an image, especially in America, where it's like if it's not great, don't mention it. Like put on that face, yeah, put on that face that everything's going well, and if it's not, then still put on the face. We don't care, and we're kind of breaking that and saying like, no, we can talk about this, and it's okay to talk about like the scary, crazy, sad stuff, and also the crazy, scary, good stuff. So it's always a mix and balance of both. So thank you for having me, and thanks for all y'all for being here. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, and I'm an actor, singer, dancer, all that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Hello.
Dan.
Banana pudding right now.
Oh, you're eating some banana pudding. And you didn't share?
Well, I can share this, that the vendors over there
Yeah.
have some of the best banana pudding I've had in quite some time.
Mm.
So you must get some.
Okay, we will get some. Make sure you guys get some. Please support our vendors.
Apex is
You guys can call me up here to talk about Apex. Wonderful building.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful building.
Where are we standing?
Hey, everybody, how are you?
Come over. Yeah, come back behind us.
Can I sit here?
Come behind us.
No,
You're not
I'm on
behind
camera.
us.
Oh, look at the camera.
Yeah, what is in the camera? Come be in the
Break the
camera.
camera, break the camera.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Apex Museum.
Thank you.
This is Atlanta's oldest, first premier African American history museum, founded in 1978 by Dan Moore Sr. This institution has seen thousands of people walk through the door to learn about our history, which we never start with slavery. As a matter of fact, if you look above my head there, see that word? Use the word hostages instead, okay? That's what we do here. And when we talk about pioneers and inventors and people who've done things for generations, we also have to give homage to these young people here, because they also are the new generation of doing just that. So we give props to all of you, because you have scientists here, you have engineers here, you have mathematicians and technicians in various ways. You have talent that's right here, and that's the way we saw in generations. So then you see about the slave ship and the auction block, and they say Black history, stop. It started way before then. You got interrupted right here. This is an interruption of Black history. Okay? Now you know. So with that being said, enjoy the show.
now we're going to talk about one of our favorite things that we talk about. It's called Talking Tuesday. So Talking Tuesday is where we talk so much on Tuesday. And it's merely just about, again, just talking. It's just about really getting things out. And just like you said, JSM, the whole taboo. So many things happen in our communities, in our homes, and we really don't talk about it. And why not? Just thinking it anyway, so we might as well talk about it. So JSM, you picked a really great controversy movie. Can you tell us a little bit about the movie, the name, and
Of course, yeah. Well, there's been a buzz around the town about this new movie called They Clone Tyrone. I don't know if y'all seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you definitely heard of it. Don't lie. And it was really good. I was excited to see it. Had some big hitters, Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, and not sure the girl's name, but I know she's coming up. She was in a Marvel movie.
It's Paris. Her
Mm,
last name's
Paris, yes, yeah, something with the Y and then Paris. So sorry, but everyone was really great in it, and I knew it was going to be talking about specifically stuff that it was going to be mirroring stuff that's happening today within our community, within our society, which it did very well, and I really liked it. My go-to genre usually isn't sci-fi; it's usually like drama or drama. But I'm always open to new to any type of genre. Just I'm open to art, and I really liked this sci-fi. I loved how they kind of had the sci-fi, but they also had dramatic moments, but they also had comedic moments, and they also just kind of did a lot with it, and also had a black exploitation type of theme and vibe to it. There was just a lot that I really liked, and a lot so much that you kind of can't get everything in one viewing. You definitely have to watch it two, three, four times, which is really good. Um, and so, yeah, I'm just excited to kind of dive into these topics with y'all about how how you guys felt about the movie, and how it kind of reflects in our society. So, do we want to go around the table and talk about how we felt at first, or okay?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I kind of just said how I felt.
Let's even go down.
Yeah, we can go.
You want to be like,
Yeah.
Okay. I found the movie to be quite interesting and very thought provoking. There were a lot of different subtopics that I saw reflected, and JSM stated that there's just. I'm sorry, my brain just froze. But no, there's a lot of that is reflected in our communities. We were speaking about it earlier. Just some things about Black communities, the physical community, how they are very different from the white community or the wealthy areas. And there's things in there about how we are portrayed in the media, um, things that are in the food that we're eating, the products that we are using. These are things that I've seen in the news recently over the past few years, specifically with relaxers. Um, I don't know why we have been told that we have to relax our hair. I remember when I was a child, I was about 9 years old, and the stylist asked my mom, "So when are you going to relax her hair?" And I didn't know what they were talking about, but that was like what we were just we were trained to do. And now I've seen in the news that there's problems that we have been having. A doctor or a mortician saw underneath the scalp of relaxed hair. It was not good, like green and stuff. And when you think about it, we're putting these chemicals on our hair. It's going into our pores, into our bloodstream. And of course, what you put in your body affects how you are, how you think, how you live, everything. And that's kind of reflected in this movie also. That's one of the subtopics I found. Just how there's a lot in our Black community that we believe is okay. We overlook it. We know like there's got to be something up with this, the food. Why is it that you see Church's Chicken primarily in Black communities? You don't see them in other areas. You see Zaxby's Chicken in some of the other communities. So it's like, what's in the chicken? What's going on here? But yes, the food, the products that we use, we should really be paying attention to what those things are, what's in them, and do better about what we're putting into ourselves so that we can be the best version of ourselves, and be in control of those things. I'm gonna pass it on because I can get a little long-winded and off subject.
No.
So to be honest, they had me at John Boyega. That is one of my favorite actors because I saw him first in sci-fi in the newer Star Wars. I'm like, oh my God, they got a black man in Star Wars. What's going on? But with They Clone Tyrone, it was really interesting because they spoke on things that we kind of know, but they really went there where it was in your face, like what she was talking about. Where, first of all, how many people have actually seen the movie? Okay,
Okay.
a couple of people have
Spoiler
seen the
alert.
movie.
Nice.
So yeah, sorry, we're spoiling some, but hopefully the details kind of go
Yeah,
over.
it's a lot. You'll forget.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. You'll forget.
But we can talk more on. We may speak on some scenes, but just on the ideas from the film as well. But I saw what I really enjoyed as an actor is them using comedy to talk about serious things. The first about 20 minutes of the film is actually quite serious to me. And so it started out as okay, the drug dealer, and so this little boy and everything, and you're just getting to know him. And then I'll just say something happened, and you realize everything is not as it seems. And the things that we kind of talk about where it's like Black people are not in control, or there's something in the food, or like she said with the relaxers, they really go into it as in what if everything is not real but an experiment? What if we are an experiment? What if Black people are a race that they just experiment on to see what happens? And it's actually not that far from reality because you have the Tuskegee experiment. Does people know about that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Where they basically gave Black men syphilis in Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama, and they were just trying to see, oh, what will happen to them? And we didn't find out until years later. So it really impacted me where they put it in a way where it was comedic, so we were laughing, but at the same time, they were kind of revealing truths where we're really not in control, and two, sometimes we make our own cages, unfortunately, because such as with drug dealers, um, are mostly concerned with their hood, their block, and they make sure to get the young boys in that neighborhood to join their gang, and that's your enemy. And they don't really talk about how um, the government is maybe against that city or town, or I guess our race, but more so about that other Black person is your enemy, right? And so we kind of imprison ourselves so they don't have to. Kind of rambling, but
But that's what happens on Talking Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Queen.
So the part I really like about this movie, first and foremost, let me tell you guys, if you have not seen it, you need to go see it. It's on Netflix. And I'm not sure of any other, social media or platforms such as YouTube or anything of that nature. But I will say go check it out because it really points so many views on what we experience as just as being no matter what ethnicity, because there are scenes in there when they are Caucasian and with afros. And, just certain things that they point out in there. It's like, well, we know that the drug scene is here. We know that all of these things are here going on, the pimps, the hoes, or anything of that nature. We need them here. We need them to be here so we can finish benefiting off of what they're providing, And so just to really see that, it really impacted me on so many levels, just on being a human here in this world. Because it's like you said, Steph, like the whole point of putting the liquor stores in our neighborhoods, the chicken. They even had a scene on there. Yes, we are doing spoiler alerts, so you'll be amazing with it. It's okay, just go with it. And even in the one scene where it was like they were eating chicken and they all started laughing. Like everyone, can you just imagine if right now we were passing banana pudding, right? And King, you was eating this banana pudding. And out of nowhere, cuz you started eating a banana pudding. Y'all both laughing. Then out of nowhere, Queen, you start eating a banana pudding. And you start laughing. Then we eat the banana pudding and we start laughing. And out of nowhere, everyone's in the room is eating banana pudding and they're laughing. And it just really affected me on so many levels because it's like that's what they're putting in our food. And first and foremost, with number 4 Fresh Blend Irish, it's about wellness. It's about a whole wellness oasis on stuff you said, on how you feel, how you think, how you know, what you're around. All of those things become part of what we heal or don't heal from. And those are the same people that we love. Those are the same people that get hurt throughout the process and we watch them hurt themselves. And it's like, how can we help our world get better? So throughout the scenes, you really seen themes of what we experience today. Even as far as the listening on the telephone. It was like they had this whole thing of who's in here, I want to say 40 and over. Don't lie, y'all. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Somebody put their hand up. I feel like somebody put their hand up in the crowd. So, do y'all remember back when the operator had the switchboard? And you had to take them in and take them out and put them in and connect them. Right. You know, so it was more on the fact of just going through that process. And that's what they showed. They showed like they were listening in on our conversation. That's what we experience today. How many times you have seen you were talking to your homegirls or your employees or someone like a family member, and you're like, yeah, Old Navy is having a sale. And like what? The next day, what you got on your phone? Old Navy sales on your phone. They are listening. They are watching. They are always watching. You know, so just the point of what you said, Yams. What if we're what if we are just a big experiment? You know, what if we are just living in this bubble, right? And really it's this whole other world outside of this bubble. And what if we're just stuck in this bubble? And you know, it's really just Coke 45, it's just chicken, it's just every single thing in the world to have you stay right where you are and where you have been. And I feel like honestly, it sucks. It really do. It sucks. Because it's like you really can't be yourself without really wanting to be yourself. So you be other people. And really that's what this is today. Who are you becoming? You know, Cousin Jan, who are you becoming?
Independent, confident, outgoing, and a successful Black woman.
Hello.
You better say that. You
As
better say
you
that.
should.
You better say that, you know. And it's very important to know who you are becoming. You know, so this movie really stuck out for me and I really am gonna watch it a few more times, you know, because it really has so many points and we will be hitting more topics on this later on and really having a longer discussion about it because that movie really needs to be dissected. And we can't honestly right now dissect it fully because we really want you to watch it and see it. So we're just going to give you a little spoiler alert. That's all, just a little bit, you know. But I will pass this on. It was something that you had asked. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I will turn the mic back over to you. So we're going to hear you.
All right. It came back to my brain. But I really wanted to talk about the treatment of Black women in the film as well.
Go get back because she's kind of leading into it.
Okay, sorry.
No, go. No.
Just go into
Yes, go into
slide
it.
into it.
Because you might jog my memory more, you
More?
know. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
It's just something I wanted to speak on because there is a quote that hit me where I was like, whoa. And it was when when they're first confronted with one of the people that were in control of the experiment. And he told Yo-Yo, who plays the yeah, the prostitute. He told her, I'm not going to kill the men. I'm not going to kill them because they're expensive. But you're cheap. And I was like, okay. So this is how, quote, they see us. And I kind of sat back with that because I thought about it and I was like, the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. Yeah, that quote is here for a reason. And also, like, she was the main. At first, it was John Boyega's character who was pretty much pushing the story along, trying to figure out what's going on. Then he's a bit broken down because say something happens to him. And then she begins to push, but by herself, she's trying to figure out what's going on. And then she is essentially taken away, and they have to help her. Um, and so at first I was like, oh, the damsel in distress. But it's deeper than that. It's more so I realized like in the community, the Black woman is a person that not quote needs to be saved, but shows you what you have and what needs to be better. I've always been told like, okay, we're birth givers. We give birth to things. And so that means like we create life, we create good things. How do I want to say this? She was willing to sacrifice her life for the greater good versus at that time, everyone else just wanted to survive and deal with, um, what's the word? Not really living, just going through the motions, just existing.
Yeah,
Yes, existing. And I think we can be guilty of that. Is just trying to exist and not really live and not really like fight for something better until it's that one person, and not to bring us down at all, but it's kind of the thought process. I was like, if a woman by herself, and we're not even seen as fighters, we can be, but we're not even seen that way. But like, if she can stand on her own by herself, I think that is what made them be like, now I'm a whole dude, and I'm not doing this, but she's going to go along by herself, knowing that she can lose her life. I think, I don't know, that makes me think of not Rosa Parks because they orchestrated that, and much respect to Rosa Parks, but that they knew that was going to happen, the arrest and everything. But the younger, the 15-year-old, the 15 pregnant Black girl, Claudette, what's her name? Colbert. Yes, that to me is significant bravery. She's not even a full adult. She's pregnant, and I'm saying, yeah, she's pregnant. She want to sit down. I'm not getting up for you. So when you see a young girl, and even though they didn't want her to be the face, they were inspired. The NAACP was inspired. It made me think of that, of how a lot of times women will do something, and then even though they may not get the full credit, they might not do the final blow. We do the first step, and that's important to me.
So I will say in this podcast, you are more than welcome to speak. If we speak to you, we love for you to speak back to us. This is really a family friendly, just conversation, so we love to interact with you all. So don't be afraid if we point at you. Yeah, what you want to say? What you want to say?
First of all, I'm digging it. It's really nice.
Thank you.
It has a good feel to it, and it's very authentic. Thank you so much for inviting us to be here. Thank you again.
Thank you all for coming.
I'm listening to everything, and I'm going to date myself. The words are COINTELPRO.
Okay.
And that is pretty much the theme of They Clone Tyrone. I'm trying to tell you what could have happened and did happen in the scientific sense. Okay. You also talked about Code 45 and other things, institutions that were placed into our communities strategically to thwart our communities. I heard someone the other day that said, hey, Black men had to leave the house because they couldn't be in the home and collect welfare.
Correct.
So when the welfare people came, nothing that looked like a man lived there could be in there. And then, of course, strategically, they placed state stores, what they call them, in like up north, or liquor stores in the south, and placed them in communities so that these Black men that could stay home congregated to get drunk. So with that being said, there was also an excuse to that because Black men all of them didn't do that. All right. There was also those, for instance, you talked about the gangs and the development of gangs. Crips and Bloods actually started out as community leaders, watching over the babies and watching over the elders. They then in turn put in drugs like cocaine, which turned into crack, which of course led to other things. So we see this not only in this movie, but we see it in real life. So the movie actually did depict a lot of good stuff in there, and I haven't even seen it. But I have not seen it. But I can tell you, when I saw the title and I saw the previews, I said, I get it. You feel me? So, and I lived it because I'm a 60, 70 baby. I'm old. Got it? So
I knew you was old. I knew it.
I lived through this, so I know what it felt like, what was going on at the time. I had my afro. I was out there, Black Power, Black Power. I saw the dashiki movement. I saw what happened with the Black Panthers, which I will always be one. And I'm saying that we knew that the whole system of even food getting to the school system, to school children, started with the Black Panther Party.
Yes, it did.
But you know what happened with that Black Panther Party? They tried to disrupt and destroy everything. Not everybody had to do what they had to do, but where we are now is where you are, being able to talk about these things intelligently. Last thing I'm going to say is this, with the notice of what my sister said about Black women. Truly, I hear this often and often and often. And as a Black man, I didn't really identify that until I got older. I didn't identify that the Black woman had to be that much more protected than what I could do. But I also grew up in a museum and understood that on those documents over there, men are $1,500, but women are $600. So it even started there to disintegrate whatever the evaluation of, even if you put a value on our lives, that they would even take the men and make them more valuable than the women.
Yes.
Even then.
Yes.
So with that being said, I'm going to say this, from Black men in general, who've all skipped their duties, my apologies.
You know what? You are absolutely right. Even when it comes into the workforce, women get paid less than men do, and they can have the same caliber of, bachelor's degrees or, anything of that nature, can have all the different experiences and still come out less than, and that's really honestly what this is really about. It's just really about really being seen and heard. I don't care where you're from. We all have a story. We all have been some places in our lives, and we all can teach each other a lot of things. Only if we really take that time to just find a commonality. And that commonality starts even just from here. Just having that space to be able to provide a safe space. And I mean, even within a movie, it was more like first and foremost, when I talked earlier about the telephone, is sometimes I'll be on the phone and like out of nowhere, everything starts sounding robotic. Have you all ever heard that before? Like the phone starts sounding robotic. And I'm like, I'll quickly just hang up. Because I'm like, they trying to get real sneaky down. They want to be all in my business and they ain't even give me no money for it, So it's like just in that, it just was like, wow, to really see that. And think about it. When people put movies out here, why do you think people put movies out here about whatever they may put it out here? Someone answer. Like, why do you think they put movies out here like
Some movies are to distract us.
Say that one more time.
This to distract us from the real truth.
Yes,
Keep
it's
our
a
minds
distract us.
preoccupied on other things that are in front of us.
Queen, you better talk about it, okay? And so, I mean, just even in that sense of just hearing that and seeing it, even when it came to the cloning part, have you ever heard anyone say to you all, "Oh, you look like so and so"? Who has ever said that one day? Has anyone ever said that to you? Raise your hand. Has anyone ever said that to you? Oh my God, I thought you were so and so. You like, oh, or they'll call you this, keep. Oh, and you turn around and they're like, oh man, I thought you was someone else. Yeah, because you really do actually have a twin. I really think they have cloned us. When I had my oldest daughter, my first daughter, I remember they had the umbilical cord, and I believe it's called Miracle of Life. I may be misspeaking on it, but they would have the umbilical cord, and it's thousands of dollars once you take the umbilical cord from the baby, where you can save it. Why? Because it's life. So I now think like, well, what did y'all do with the umbilical cord? Like, do my daughter really have like another sister that I have not birthed nor the father? Like, no one told me about. You know, so it's just so many things sometimes that my mind has always been wrapped around since a child. I always was the kid that asked, well, Dad, why do we have eyelashes? Mom, why do black people have big lips and, you know, white people have thin lips? Or why do we have big noses and they have long noses? Like I always wanted to know these questions because it just was like sitting next to you. Well, how did you become so daggone tall? You know what I mean? Like how did you become brown skin? You know, just like really in that space of how did we become these things? Because if anything, people just told us this is your mom, this is your dad, this is your cousin, you know, this is your auntie, Bertha, whatever, you know, and it's just like, okay, well, but did we actually really take the time out to go through DNA, to really go through, well, why do I do these things, or why for me, I talk a lot. Who cares? I talk a lot. But that's what's so important is because talking a lot sometimes really can take that time to be like, things need to be said, you know, and in that space, I have learned to talk a lot, but now I have learned how to shut up sometimes. You know, but it's important to know really who you are, where you come from, what you are doing in your life, because now we have children that we're birthing. Now they're walking around, the youth nowadays. What was the game they had? Knock them down or something like that. It was just pushing and knocking older folks over. And, you know, they had these stupid challenges, like people on TikTok was setting themselves on fire. Just like so many things. And I'm like, dude, pick up a book. Like, go see who you are. Because you really probably wouldn't even be doing that if you had more time on your hands. But Queen, like you said, is a distraction. You know, and in that distraction, it really takes away from the real thing at hand, the real conversations at hand.
Yeah. And I'm gonna touch on that actually real quick. While real quick, I wanted to go back to what you were saying. I actually looked up her name. It's Tiana Parrish.
Yeah.
Yes, gotta give her due respect with
Yes,
Jamie and
yes.
John. Come on.
With Juilliard.
Yeah.
Julie,
Oh, really?
Juilliard, yes, okay.
Okay.
Whole Marvel star. Yeah, but you kind of just made me think of something talking about her, how she was the only one out of all these people to kind of really, I mean, those were the only three who knew, but out of all of them, so like we said, spoiler alerts, Jamie was the pimp, then John was the drug dealer, and she was the prostitute. So out of all three of them, I think society would view her as kind of the lowest of the rung, and to have kind of someone who's the most disrespected kind of have the most guts, have the most put the most effort into actually making a change. Kind of clicks right now, just like how powerful that is, because it's like, you know, they're so disrespected in society, but it's like who's actually doing the work to make society better, you know? So yeah, props to Tiana. Come on, better trailblaze.
Come on, clap for this queen. Clap for this queen.
But talking about what we were kind of just talking about, kind of what they were putting into our communities and kind of what Dan also talked about, a big theme in this movie is consumerism and how they use that to kind of manipulate our communities. And in this movie, they do it so well with kind of depicting all the five senses, like through, I won't ruin the whole movie for you guys, but like they do it through sound, through taste, through touch, through seeing. It's like it's all encompassing. Every sense is kind of like being manipulated by a higher corporate being. And what I found actually really interesting, which I'd really be interested to hear you guys talk about, and you as well, if you have any thoughts, is how they used kind of what we popularized in our own communities to do that. They kind of went into our community, took what we valued, and distributed it in a way that was beneficial for them.
Sound you talking about hip hop, bro.
And I was just about to get into it. Yeah. And because how we were talking about earlier, how you were saying we kind of put ourselves in a box.
Yeah.
And it's like might not start off like doing that, putting ourselves in a box, but we make something and then we give the rights, I guess, to higher powers to kind of tell us what we want to see and how we want to see it. So like with hip hop, it started within the communities and then bigger record labels started coming in and saying, well, we want to push this person. We want to push this person. Because there is rap out there that's good. That's about, you know, healing the community. That's about, you know, ABCD, but, you know, we don't really hear that on the mainstream. We really kind of hear, you know, the gun violence, the misogyny, all of that, which, you know, is its own different issue. And we can talk about that for hours. But I just think it's interesting how in this movie they really took what we value, such as music, such as fried chicken, such as perm, making our hair different, and kind of use it to manipulate our reality.
The drink. Remember the juice? For the
Yeah.
I have a loud voice. It was also in the juice from communion that was in the church.
Yes.
And that's a little spoiler alert, but it was the grape juice. And all of a sudden, everybody in the church, when the pastor said something and the music started a beat, then everybody started moving and dancing to this beat and getting up and doing it together. And it was like the three characters, the three that we've been talking about, they were in the church, but they didn't take the communion, but they saw how everybody was. They were like, "Oh man, it's in the juice too. Like we gotta go." But it's crazy that that's something else that is part of our community, the Black church, and it was being used in the worst way.
There's a saying that you drink the juice.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
drank the
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
yes, that stuff was in everything. Okay, that's my part.
But I wanted to go off that real quick. How did I forget about the church?
I don't know.
I don't know what you
Man,
doing.
It was
Church
in
related.
our because Ron said. Okay.
I smoked to that. I get no, I'm playing. Not before.
Remember, Frog said, I wrote it down. The big man will always point the way every time. And in the church, there's a picture of the big man, of Jesus, and he's pointing, and what he's pointing at is something you would have never thought was there, but he was showing them like secret access, basically. Because you have to pay attention to, I don't want to disrespect the people in our community. We refer to them as bums or street bums, but others would say they're prophets. They say things, and a lot of us are like, what are they talking about? They're not saying anything. But in this movie, there is one, and everything he says is so important. It's encrypted, but it is important. And it's like, whoa, we need to pay more attention to the people in our community that we are overlooking and saying that they don't know what they're talking about. They're crazy. They're drunk. They're this, they're that. That man had a whole lot of knowledge that actually pointed them in the direction they needed to go in to find the answers they were looking for.
Street people listen and they find humanity. They
Facts.
watch humanity and inhumanity. And that's why they're able to speak so loudly. They have no why. Why? What you do to me? So street people are very wise. Yeah. I can't wait to watch the movie.
It's a good movie. It is. And I will say, I watched the trailer for it, and I felt like the trailer gave a whole different perception or perspective of the movie. I was, after watching the movie first, and then I went back and watched the trailer with someone, and I was scratching my head like, this trailer, they hit all the parts in the movie, but not in the right order, and it doesn't give you the right message. And I don't know if that may have deterred people from wanting to see it, because it almost looks like it's just a comedy, a silly, what do you call it?
Like
a satire.
Yes, like a satire, or the blaxploitation movies.
Okay.
It kind of gives that kind of a vibe from the trailer, but it's not that. When you watch the movie, I said, no, this is different. So be careful of that also.
Wait, I want to speak on that. I think they did that on purpose, though. I think they did that because it's like, see, you. Like when you're like, looking at people over there doing that, blah blah blah. It's like, that's you. You're judging yourself. Like, I felt so seen when they were like basically eating chicken. There's something in the chicken, and it's a very serious situation where they come from, where the previous scene they come from, and they just start laughing, and you know how she was saying the restaurant was laughing. Like, food is my happy place. I don't know about everybody else. That's my love language. Like, if I'm upset, I'm like, what am I gonna eat though? Yeah. If something great happens, ooh, what am I gonna eat to celebrate? You know, like food is something of, I think in America that has become a drug because all the fructose that they put into it. Do your own research. We're not. I'm serious. We're not. Sugar is a drug. Most definitely. You know, something like where, you know, diabetes, I think Black people are 3 times more likely to get diabetes, and it's an expectancy. It's completely unnatural. But anyway, that scene, I like saw myself in that scene. I also saw myself in the music scene. There's a scene where they are listening to music, going back to what you're talking about, going back with hip hop. I took like without really meaning to, I took like a month break from hip hop because at first I actually grew up not allowed to listen to hip hop from my dad's side. Um, my mom didn't really listen to it anyway, so I would only listen to it in certain environments. But when I was home, I didn't really listen to it, so I have an art relationship with hip hop. And honestly, when I'm saying hip hop, y'all wouldn't call it hip hop anyway. But rap music. So, but I took a recent break, and honestly, it's hard for me to listen to it now. I'm mostly in it. If I listen to it, I'm in it for the beat or the cadence of it. But when I really listen to the words, it just, I'm just like, I don't like the message.
Say that again.
There's no meaning.
That's right. A lot of it.
You want to? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh well, I just want real quick going back to sorry, now we're jumping around a lot. Sorry.
That's what we
Let's
do.
talking
Yeah,
Tuesday.
well, because you had mentioned the church, and I was like, that's literally the whole. That was the connecting for me. Like, so I was saying how they're using all the senses to manipulate us, and the manipulation is to keep us docile. That's what the manipulation is. And well, what made me think about that is the church scene is how, people go to the church for hope, for peace of mind, for something higher than themselves. But it's also, I feel like, in a way, in America since slavery, to keep us not from revolting and to keep us oh, everything's gonna work out. Just keep faith in him, and we da 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 da. And we kind of see this in the movie when they drink that grape juice. They're like dancing. It's everything's good, nothing's bad. And we see that with all the senses within the movie when they eat the chicken, and they're laughing because they don't have to think about their kind of really bad reality. And so, yeah, thank you for saying the thing about the church because that's what really stuck out to me in that scene is how kind of happy and lively. And after we kind of already know like what's really happening, it's like why do y'all know? Like, come on, call to action, what's happening? But it's like, it's really talking about stuff that happens in real time. Like, that is very much a thing where it's to keep us not really looking at the actual issues, and it's on purpose. They put it in, they infiltrate our communities and put these things in so we have we have the food to listen to, so we have the music to listen to, so we have other things to kind of care about. And actually, the first image of the movie is of these white eyes on a poster going back, and it's about so obviously the white people are watching us, but then it's also we hear the conversation in the background about like something so irrelevant to actual issues, like oh that's that new Fire song, da da da. Oh no, I know my itch over there listening to that. Like it's very much so not what we should be focusing on. So yes, thank you. So we have about
So I wanted to piggyback off of what you said about, well, both of you guys about hip hop. So as what you said as far as you weren't really allowed to listen to it growing up. Same here. So my father is a pastor, a minister, and my mom's an evangelist. So we weren't allowed to listen to rap music. And I too have an odd relationship with rap. So I have this moment where I am in my bag, like I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the topic. Bah, 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 bah. And then the next minute, and it's just like, what is this trap music on? What are they talking about? Like, bust the baby in the back of her head. What is we talking about? What?
But the beat is fine.
But the beat be fire. So, but again, as far as just really keeping us from the real issues, it's just like, let's put it in lights, let's put it in glamour, let's put it on the biggest screen TV that you can find, and let's put a beat to it, and cool, everyone will buy into it. Look at them go. They're going to buy into it all. And what we do as humans, what do?
we buy into
We
it.
buy into
In
it.
bulk, at that.
In bulk, honey, we go to Sam's Club in bulk,
I get that 6-piece of Popeyes meal.
Honey,
I don't play
okay.
that big old box.
The big one too. And we need an extra biscuit. So it's just really in that space of seeing it. I also like when it was the cold word of Olympia Black.
Do we know?
Yep.
Okay.
You know about Olympia Black, so we're gonna talk about that in 2 seconds. But it was the code word, and once they said Olympia Black, they was able to control them and be able to kind of like Jedi them to do whatever it is that they want them to do. And then the last part was something that he said, OG Tyrone. So OG Tyrone is the original clone. And he's older, like he's the OG of them all. They're in different cities being cloned, and they see themselves being cloned. And he said the assimilation is better than annihilation.
That's
And I was like, wow, like this is just really giving some knowledge. And this show is in 2023, correct? Yeah, so it wasn't out too long ago. And so, really, when you get the time, I am so serious. Y'all better email us, text us, send us a smoke signal. Let us know how you feel about this movie because I think it's something that is controversy that happens in all communities, just around the world.
Who
And
produced that movie?
said it again.
Who produced that movie?
You know what? And I normally get who produced it. I normally do. Oh my gosh.
Jamie Foxx had a hand in it. Charles D. King, Stephen Dr. Love, Tony Rettenmeyer, Jewel Taylor, and Datari Turner.
This was produced by Charles D. King, Stephen Dr. Love, Tony Rettenmeyer, Jewel Taylor, Jamie Foxx, and Datari Turner. That is according to Wikipedia. Directed by Jewel Taylor, written by Tony Rettenmeyer. I hope I'm saying that name right. And Jewel Taylor. And the production company is Marco Media.
You said Jamie Foxx said something.
Yes.
Yeah, he produced
Was
it.
he
Let me
also
tell
in-
y'all.
Was he also in the movie?
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all.
Did he also- Okay, is he okay now?
Let me tell y'all. When
Yeah,
I
he did a
seen him
video on
come
Instagram saying
yeah,
that he was better.
yeah.
My point.
When
Did
I
they
seen
go
him
out?
on
Y'all
that
hear what I
screen,
just
honey.
said?
Oh, I get what
my
you're saying.
gosh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Jamie Foxx was in it, honey. That was my husband in real life. I mean, I love you, boo. But it was and it just really was awesome to see just a different side. He played the pimp. And it was just really dope. Wait, what was his pimp name? It was Slick Charles, honey. And he just was pimping it out, and I enjoyed the whole entire scene. I am done rambling. But,
Wait, I have a question though.
no, you got your
I do have my mic.
You do have your
Sorry,
mic.
I have my mic.
Yes, we have
Okay.
our mic.
How many people think assimilation is better than annihilation? It's better to assimilate, to go with what, it may not be right, but at least you're alive, versus being killed.
And anyone can answer.
I mean, like for real, because to be honest, looking at our forefathers, that's what they decided to survive. That's why we have relaxers. It's now more prevalent to have like locks and natural hair, but 10 years ago, most women were relaxed, right?
20,
30
years
years
ago.
more accepted in society, in corporate world. I think that's the only reason why we went that route, is so that we can better our family. It wasn't that we were confined, we were just trying to get in so we can get better. There's a difference from simulation.
And I'd also, ooh, child, when I project my big boy voice.
I guess we gotta use your mic now, huh?
My mic or nobody's mic. I'd go on and make the point that we all are going to choose assimilation because what are we doing now? A lot of our ideals, how we go about the world, are Western, European ideals taken from, and I know we did it to survive, of course, but like a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, even just within our ideologies, are from European standards.
Okay, I gotta stop there, though, bro, because European standards came from our standards.
Let me
So
know.
literally, I mean, you think about it. They learned well how to survive from our standards of living, even cooking their own meat and stop sleeping with their animals. So these are the things that we had to teach them. So, but what happened was, they had decided to take it and say, we're going to start talking about blacks and whites. They started to economize it, which turned into racism today. So that's a whole different story. I digress.
Let me know. Because Dan, he knows what he's doing. Come today next weekend. It's really informational.
135 Auburn Avenue.
Yes. But yeah, I would think I would argue that even though they did take our ideals, we are still kind of fitting into what they think our ideals are to stay here. Even though we're consistently like learning and trying to break out of that, it's still, even to just be in corporate America, you can't come in with baggy shorts. You can't come in with Probably your hair looking like Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a billionaire, so he can do whatever he wants now. But if you want to get to Jay-Z, you have to assimilate. And so, sadly, so interesting. Yeah, that's all.
Good one.
So we're basically done this part of our episode called Talking Tuesday. How did you guys enjoy it? I didn't even hear nothing. Like, talk to me. Don't be sitting up here saying quiet. Talk to us.
Can we put this on my network?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions or comments or concerns before we go on to our next part?
Okay, so I just want to ask this question. While y'all was talking about this, do you see that it's a similarity to Get Out?
Yes.
Yeah.
We said that. Yo, we said
From the
that.
get-go.
Actually, Get Out and Us
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel,
We did
I
say
feel
that.
that we're trying to awaken people who are sleeping
Yes.
so that we can find ourselves again. So we can be where we're supposed to be great and stop fighting each other, especially us sisters. Like just because you got good hair and you got big butt and I don't, it shouldn't be no difference.
All hair is beautiful.
I'm only saying, but I'm just saying, it shouldn't be a problem with me saying, girl, you look good. I like that. Instead of somebody catching it out.
Yes.
If we got more together instead of separating, because Black women are the foundation of everything.
Yes.
Speak it.
Yes. You gotta say that. Ooh. Okay. It's a little saucy. I like it. Yes.
Also, like, yes, awareness is great, and everyone should be aware, like, of people's backgrounds and like why they think this or why someone else thinks that. Another thing, and that's really important when keeping that in mind, is just to have kind of like what was said before, compassion, understanding towards like the other person, what they've gone through. So, like, not being too judgmental, and because that's what's going to start arguments for all of us to get along and for us to move forward. That in itself is something that I feel like everyone should strive for.
I agree. Okay. Anyone else have anything to say? Because we're about to win some gift cards. Anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah, what about
Yes,
this side?
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of it has to do with brokenness.
Yes.
A lot of women and men are still operating in pain from the past.
Yes.
Ooh,
They're
speak
still
on it.
carrying hurt.
Yes.
They don't understand who they are. And
Mm.
sometimes they don't know how to be judgmental or not. So it's up to us as we obtain the knowledge, is to pass that on and to show them what that looks like by how we're behaving. And a
Ma'am.
lot of it has to do with your mindset,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes.
And so when you understand who you are and your value, you won't dumb down
Mm.
and you won't tolerate.
Mm.
And in spite of who thinks what about you, just as long as you know, you're good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love it. Yes.
And I just want to talk about assimilation for a minute because I believe that the whole perm and straightening hair was far beyond corporate America. Our mothers taught us that. We got our hair pressed, for special occasions. Your hair had to be straightened. That was something that you learned in school. If somebody didn't have straight hair, they were ostracized. That was something that the community taught. The more you assimilated, the easier it was for white people to accept you. Everybody did not assimilate in the black community. You had people who were natural forever. I came from a revolutionary family. I ain't never seen my grandmother or my mother with a perm. So, and they fought me. I was begging for a perm because everybody had one. But so when you and a lot of people who didn't assimilate, they started their own business. They passed down their, they may or may not have gone to college, but I have family from Mississippi. All of them had stores, and they did not go to college. I think I had like 2 aunts or uncles that went to college on that side of the family. All very successful business. Now their kids have gone to college. So I don't like the idea of people thinking you have to assimilate to get along. I'm different in all categories when it comes to society. So, and you can maintain your self-respect. I live in a community that is less than 10% black.
The black people who live there went to HBCU. They are very happy being second-class citizens to those white people. And I will tell you that right now. I experienced that. I see it. If I didn't live there, I wouldn't know that this existed. So you have to reclaim your identity, your self-confidence, and I want to say in 2035, there's a shift that's happening. So you just have to know who you are and stop letting society define
I want to share a quick story with that made me think of it, of my own journey becoming natural. So the same thing where, honestly, when I went natural, the only people that complimented my hair were white. I didn't have a TWA, not a black. Like my family were like, "Oh, you cut your hair." Okay. And it was a whole big thing. And I already had inner confidence, but it helped to hear something positive, and it was from white people. And then when we wear box braids, I wear my box braids and stuff like that, I would get most compliments from white people because black people are like, "Oh, that's just a normal style." A lot of times white people are like, "Oh, what's that?" And so I think what happened, along with what Yetunde is saying, I think what happened was once we got to a point where they didn't have to force it, it was like we kept it up ourselves, so they didn't have to worry about it because they were like, "Oh, they're gonna ostracize that person, so I don't have to do anything," right? And so they could themselves enjoy the style, cool, whatever, but as a whole, the government or whatever didn't have to no longer worry about it. Now, when I went natural and it started growing, I began to and obviously we're kind of in a different time where natural hair is just more accepted again because it was in the 80s. I began to realize that, oh, I'm kind of a revolutionary person in my family because I was the only person like natural at the time that wasn't a kid. And then my mom cut her hair off. And that was a shock for me. But you know what's crazy? I was a complete hypocrite because I was sad. I loved her hair long. She always had like long straight hair. And I had an affiliation with her looking that way. And when she cut her hair off, I reacted the same way she reacted to me, even though I had that inner knowledge of relaxers are bad, my hair is beautiful. And it took me a while. Sorry, Mom, I never told this to you.
Well, you know now.
I know now. Her hair's always been beautiful. She has beautiful curls, but I was like, how do I say this? First, I want to say assimilation is annihilation. That's a really cool quote from the movie, but assimilation is annihilation because essentially my thought of how I looked with straight hair versus how I look now, like that side of me is dead. How I thought of myself, my place in the world was literally according to white approval. And that to me is a death. It's a cultural death. Assimilation to me is annihilation. So you made me think of that.
Real quick, I want to tie that into what you were saying about the brokenness, just how you were saying how at a point in time, it's like we're just doing it to ourselves because we learned it from them. I think that's part of the brokenness of our community, that we learned so much conditioning from how to be accepted into white society, which, to be honest, at the time we did need because they weren't letting us nowhere unless we were assimilating. But now, and even still to a point, to an extent today as well, but now we do have kind of social media and things where we can really make our own audiences and break out of that and just be us without having to assimilate to get a certain job or a certain type of budget or a certain type of whatever. We can really build our own. And so it is about breaking the mindsets that white America really instilled in us way, 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 way back and continues to through propaganda. Hence why you guys see this movie.
Oh, I piggyback on my best friend here. My thought pattern is that we are dealing with generational curse. And that I'm not going to blame it all on the white man because some things you learn in house. from your parents, from your relatives, from your community, from your church. And all I saw was African Americans teaching me. So I'm not about to blame it on nobody. So it was up to me to find my own identity and break the curse of the dark skin or the wider hips or the way I talk or the way I didn't talk or my mannerisms. So I say that people, it starts at home. And there's an age group right now that is still stuck in that kind of curse. And they're talking to our young people, and our young people are listening, and they're taking paths that are not positive. Like you say, sometimes through the music, sometimes through the food. You know, everybody believes that Black people eat fried chicken. I like baked chicken. I don't know. Everybody believes that, and that's not true, but that's just what we were taught at home. Everybody had a watermelon out back. No, I like cantaloupe. I am different. I know my identity, and that's why both of you said you have to find your own value and know who you are and blaze that pathway.
You cannot let hair determine who you are. I got a perm because it was easy for me to manage. My hair was beautiful, curls, but it was easy for me to manage because I was always busy. I cut my hair off because at a point that perm hair was making me think that I'm all that because I got this perm hair. No. And then by the time you start having hot flashes, probably like your mom.
I'm crying real tears.
You know what?
Cut it off, man. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. But a lot of it does have to do with, again, going back to what Jan was saying, a lot of things that what we were taught, yes, came from home. And a lot of brokenness came from home. I'm writing a book right now about the little girl who was wounded, who was broken. Because she was raped. She was molested by a male person in the home. And how she's carrying it around still. 60, 70, still 80, still angry. And how is it manifesting? Through her snapping at the sisters, calling them sisters of BITCH. It's not about how your sandwich looked in the belly. No, it's about you not being healed and whole. And yes, that confidence that comes from really different things. And then when it comes to television is exactly that, telling a vision.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Say that one more again, because I don't think somebody heard you.
Telling a vision. There's a lot of subliminal stuff in TV shows.
Yes, ma'am.
They want you to think that all of this is real when it's not. People are getting paid to act in the thing. It's like pornography. They're getting paid to act and to make these noises and to make it seem like it's something that it's not. There's another, vision in pornography where they're again degrading women, serving women up on a plate to make people think that that's all you're good for. So it started way back there, but still look at what it's doing. But that's where it comes back to women understanding. Listen,
Yes, ma'am.
so bad. I am so valuable. I'm not like anybody. I am unique. And when you understand that, and you understand the freedom that we have really been afforded, and I'm going to say through Jesus Christ, but when you understand that you're free, the happiness comes. It's attached to each other. And then we can lift up each other. The sisters.
And you know what that's called? That's called joy. Because in life, a lot of times people they'll say, I just want to be happy. Y'all know y'all heard somebody say that. Y'all might even say that yourself. I just want to be happy. But being happy, it's like a mountain. It goes up But when you have joy is a different thing. Because no matter if you can get up that hill or not, what you say? If I was what's the climb up that hill.
Oh, if
Sing
I
it.
only could, I make a deal with God, and I get up to switch our places.
You know, so it's just more on the fact of you get up that hill, even if you don't even get all the way up that hill. But the fact that you even thought about going up that hill, that is joy within itself. You know, and that becomes a part of your growth. That becomes a part of that strive. That becomes a part of no matter what happens in life, I still have joy. Deep in my soul. So we do karaoke here as well. we do everything here, you know. How did you guys enjoy yourself so far? Well, we truly appreciate you guys. We really, really do. That really concludes the end of the Talking Tuesday. Again, it's just really just talking. It's just really just having that space to be able to be safe, you know. And again, that's something that is needed in all cultures and in all societies around the world. You know, just being able to have that space to do it. So that concludes that part. So we're now about to do the Roxy Box. I want everybody to say real quick, say the Roxy Box.
The
Roxy Box.
One more time, the Roxy Box.
The Roxy Box.
Yes. So Queen Via Roz,
Yes.
can you come to the forefront, please? Give it up for this queen right here. She is also one of our models, and you will see her tomorrow if you guys come out. So the location for tomorrow is at Dropback Studios, and that is in the Marietta section. So we will also have information with you guys for you to take along with that, and you guys can come see the festivities tomorrow of the open mic and our self-esteem fashion show for Sunday, because it's all about having self-esteem. And again, who are you becoming? And Via Roz,
Yes.
so how did you enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed myself very nicely. I loved hearing what everyone had to say, not just you guys, but from the audience and what you had to share. And I'm sure we're all excited for the film.
Yeah. Yay! All right. So with the Roxy Box, right? It's two winners. Two gift cards. It's two winners. In the Roxy Box, you have 4 seconds to answer a question. If you don't answer the question in that 4 seconds, even just saying speaking it, opening your mouth and having something come out, someone else has the opportunity to steal your Roxy, meaning your gift card. You have 4 seconds to answer. You can pick from numbers 0 through 4. And once you pick that number, it's a question that is being asked. If you answer it, cool, you get the gift card. If you don't answer in 4 seconds, someone else can just come over and steal your Roxy. Now, again, in life, you know, we all talk about our identity and things that were stolen. Well, now you have the opportunity to at least get it back with the gift card. Yeah? Okay. Yeah? All right. So, you can pick 2 people. Pick 2 amazing guests.
Hello, everybody.
It's however you choose to do it.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to choose 2 people. I'm going to go with you right over there, sitting in the 3rd row. Or the edge. Yes, you. In the denim. I see.
Oh, me. Oh, me. All
Come
right.
up to the front.
Come on up. And then I'm going to get a second person up here.
Yes.
All right. And then for the second person, I'll go with you in the red. Swaying. I see you. Hey.
The one that turned
Oh, the one that's turning around trying to
I'm
act
gonna
like
pass it.
Oh, you want to pass that, Jim?
Can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, you really
Can't
can't
do
do
that.
that.
Come on now.
Yeah.
She's not my turn.
But you know what?
It's up to you.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
She's passing it on.
To pass it on to you, son.
Let's
Passing
see.
it on to my
Who's
son.
okay with coming up here?
I don't know what they said.
I'll take a punch.
She gonna say that.
I think the lady in the back that thought she was picking the first time.
Yeah, sure. Come on up.
No
Free
idea.
gift card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get a card.
So now, these two beautiful queens, right?
Yes.
They have 4 seconds to answer. If they don't answer in 4 seconds, someone in the audience can steal their gem. That Roxy gem is what that is the gift card. So
And I'll use my fingers for the countdown. So once I have no more fingers up, one of you guys can take.
you got to pick a number from 0 through 4.
And I'll start with you, lovely lady first, since
3.
you were up first. 3, okay.
Roxy,
Roxy,
Roxy, Roxy, Roxy.
So when you read the rules, when you read it, I answer it.
Yes, you have 4 seconds to answer, or someone takes it.
Okay.
All right. Is love enough? Why or why not for you?
Love is not enough for me. I need companionship. I need financial, spiritual, and I need somebody whose ego is the same size as mine.
Ooh,
Nice.
very good. Touche, touche.
All right. I have a card to my left and a card to my right in the palm of one of my hands. So whichever you choose, left or right, is the one you will get.
I'm always right in life. Let's go back.
I know that's right. I'm always right in life.
Congratulations.
You got my star, bud.
That's your home away from home.
Girl,
It's
I
your
live for
favorite.
this.
Get yourself a drink.
It was meant to be.
A refresher.
Yes, ma'am, indeed.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Striking.
Oh, you better go Sunday night.
All right. Hi, how are you doing? You ready? Okay, take a number from 0 to 4. All right, you got 4 seconds to answer. Ready? Okay. Are you the carbon copy or the original of yourself?
Mm.
I'm the original of myself.
Yeah, buddy boy.
All right.
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
And you're good for participating. I'll take your card.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How did you guys enjoy the Roxy Box? It was cool. One day, girl, I was just sitting there and I was like, I just want to make something. And I made it. I was like, this is so cool. So I want to just build on it. And I have it where we have our team, we have whomever, if you would love to come put a question in for our next show, you are more than welcome to. We have a pin up here and we're going to continue playing it and it will just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And with more prizes and gifts and things like that. Maybe one day it might be a trip in there. You never know. You know.
I'm about to play.
Yeah. So that includes our Talking Tuesday with our Roxy Box, and we just have one more segment to go, which is called Wellness Wednesday. I want y'all to say Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday.
All right. Wellness Wednesday is 2 sessions or 2 segments. The first segment is 4 things to know, where we normally will have 4 things that we will share with the world, whether if it's encouragement, motivation. However, this is more of an impromptu, so we would love for you all. We're going to pick 4 guests and you guys just really give a few seconds of something that you would like to share with someone, and whether if it's motivation, positivity, something just to help encourage another person. So 4 things to know is where we give information or encouragement on 4 things, whether it's for a person, place, or a thing. Are you guys ready? Oh, I heard crickets. Are you guys ready? All right, I like that. I told you, talk to me. When I talk to you guys, I love for y'all to talk back to me. So we are going to have, can we have 4 volunteers? We're not just going to pick. Can we have 4 beautiful guests to come up here and to do our 4th thing to know? I mean, or we can just pick you, however it choose. We can.
I'll do it. There we go.
All right, we got 1. All right, come on, we got 3 more. Yeah. All right, we got 2. Whoop, whoop. All right, we need 2 more. Yeah. Come on, 2 more.
Can we get a guy?
Yeah, come on, Dan. Come on,
Can I bring
Dan.
the salad up
Dan.
there?
We gonna Dan.
Bring my salad.
Go, Dan. It's your birthday. Go, Dan.
Yeah. Bring the salad in.
Don't be up here for a second.
It should be 2 women, 2 men. So.
How about you, fella, in the hat? Can I have you, sir, in the hat? What's your name?
Yes.
Trey.
Trey. Come on, King. Come on, Trey. Come up here. Whoop, whoop. Give it up for our contestants. Whoop, whoop.
Trey was like the first person here.
Yes, and I so appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna pass the mic and make sure you guys kind of like come in the camera, and we're gonna just pass the mic along, and you all each give 1 thing that you would love to share with the world, whether it's motivation, encouragement, something knowledgeable that you know. It could be a fact, it could be anything of that nature, and I want you to just pass the mic down. So we're gonna start with you, since you were one of the first ones that came. Say your name.
All right. Well, my name is Trey.
Hey, Trey.
Like so something encouraging. Okay. Something I would say that I've kind of been doing with myself lately is putting myself first. And you know, a lot of people be in my ear about, you know, I'm doing this or something I'm doing that I don't know, like they try to make me feel bad for stuff that I'm doing that I know that I should be doing, because it's like I don't know, like
I think you said it.
I just be doing it for me, like I'm tired of, you know,
People, please.
exactly, you know, doing things for others that I know they probably won't do for me in return. So it's just, you know, just doing stuff for me and everybody else. You know, not necessarily being selfish, but at the same time it is okay.
Yes, it is. It is okay to be selfish. You heard that? Yes. All right. Thank you so very much.
Hello, my name is Nadine, and I want for you all to remind yourself how amazing you are, to remind yourself how beautiful you are, to remind yourself to stay kind to you, to remind yourself that you are a champion, and to remind yourself that you are beautiful or handsome.
Thank you, Nadine. Hey, Nat, the one and only Nat. Hey, for real.
She's awesome.
So the one thing that I have to say, fear. Everybody fears something, and most of the time you fear yourself and doing something that's outside the box. So don't struggle and feel like that one dream is too big for you to get. Just take steps. Yeah, and just keep yourself first, and keep your eyes on the prize.
Okay, I'm going to say this real quick. And the emphasis sounds like don't give up in this. But definitely, when you think about everything that you've been through, you said to yourself, I can't get through it. It's not going to happen. I can't make it. I ain't going to make it. Seems like every time you said that, but you made it.
That was the quickest I ever heard you speak. Well, that was the 4 things to know.
Thanks, y'all.
And
Thank
when
you.
we get ready to exit or, finish our segment, we do have food here. I want you guys to purchase your platter. I want you to support our vendors because they did come a long way to see you all and to be a part of this. Thank you all so much for you all coming up here and just sharing and speaking that. And sometimes it really helps just to kind of like open up and speak. I know you guys have your shower voice and learn how to use your shower voice out in the community because that's really where it's needed as well. And it's not just for you. What we go through in life is not just for us. Actually, it's not even for us at all. It's really for someone else that we're going to meet or that we will be meeting soon and to share their story, to share your story. So that's the 4 things to know. So in our A corner, do me a favor, say that. Say A corner.
A corner.
Yes, one more time. That's A corner.
A corner.
So the A corner it stands for A stands for artist, I stands for inventor, E stands for engineer, and the last E stands for entrepreneur. So we're all of these things here. Even in this museum has millions of artists, inventors, entrepreneurs, and engineers. Even when we're sitting underneath this light, when you're sitting in that chair, the clothes that you have on, sir, that hat you have on, this microphone that we're talking are all inventions. Where would we be in the world without any of those? So the A corner. Say it one more time with me.
A corner.
Yes. It's very important. So within the A corner, who we have come to the stage first? To the microphone.
Yay.
EA Tuesday, come to the forefront, please. So welcome to the A corner, Queen. Thank you. So we would like to know some information about what you have going on, how you started, who inspired you, and how long you've been doing it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, how did I get started?
Tell me the name of your company.
The name of my company is Yelani All Natural Collection. And that's a blend of my name, Yetunde, and my 2 daughters, Aaliyah and Amani. And it's a way to pay homage to them and to kind of push something forward for the next generation to aspire to. And how did I get started? I went natural when it wasn't popular. I went natural in the 90s. And we were struggling trying to figure out, how to take care of our hair because we thought if we just cut our perm off, it was natural, so it would be easy. And that was like the first step of the struggle. And you would just, if you saw somebody else with a natural, the way we would just stop a stranger and say, "What are you doing for your hair?" And those were the conversations we were having back then. And I remember my mother, when we were younger, we were natural, and she used to mix stuff in the kitchen. So I called her up, and she would put mayonnaise in our hair and eggs in our hair. And so I kind of started with what she taught me and did some research, and I started kind of mixing things up. So I was that person who would go to my friends' houses and, touch their hair and mix something up and condition their hair. And so that led me to write a book called The Black Hair Care Revolution, which basically teaches Black women how to manage natural and permed hair. And I have recipes in there for people who wanted to make their own products. And we talked about that movie, They Cloned Tyrone.
And you talked about certain things that they put in foods for Black people. But the fact is, in hair care products, there are a lot of like chemicals and hormones that are specifically used only for Black hair care products. They just did a study a couple of years ago to see what type of ingredients were in the product, and there were a lot of ingredients that weren't listed in all of the major hair care products for Black people. And that was something that really inspired me to create my own line of products because I wanted to make sure that we had products that are healthy, not just for our hair, but for us internally. Because anything you put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream in 7 seconds. So imagine if you're putting it on your hair, it's going straight to your brain. So, and it's important for us to know that. So it's kind of like, this is my contribution to Black women.
What age did you start becoming in the A moment? What age were you when you realized that you had
Oh, I'll say I started, I was about 19, 20. Yeah, when I really started getting involved with natural hair care.
Do you feel like when it comes to the natural hair care, do you feel like it's not still yet like talked about as much? Like it's not still the thing?
No, I think we've come a long way, definitely. But I still feel like we have a ways to go because we still have a struggle. There's still, obstacles in our way. It should be maintaining natural hair should be easy for us. Black women's hair is always weaponized, so it's something that we take very seriously. And that's where, we talked about assimilation. Because our hair is weaponized, we spend more money than anyone else when it comes to beauty and beauty products and hair care products. But yeah, so I mean, we still have a ways to go. Yeah.
Who inspired you to start?
To start my line, okay. I don't. People after I wrote the book, people kept asking for. Okay, I had to do a study. I had to go out and try to find my audience and see if they're. I'm an inventor. I actually have a patent on hair foam. So I was never interested in making hair care products. That's why I put the recipes in the book. But when I went out to survey my customer base to see if they were really interested in the tools that I was planning on making, everybody kept saying, "You're gonna make a hair care line for us, right?" And I was like, "Well, we have these natural hair shows, all these natural products," but they were like, "No, they don't work." And so after I looked at all the different surveys and everybody wanted products, that's when I started realizing that was where I needed to invest my time. Yeah.
So what's the name of your book?
The Black Hair Care Revolution.
So I think you was about to jump up and go get it. Why you didn't bring it over here?
You can grab it.
Oh, say less. I'm from Philly. Say less.
So this is the Black Hair Care Revolution. And the forward in the book, I wrote this book in 2009, and it's sold internationally. I sold quite a few of these books. And I always tell people one person can make a difference. Back when I wrote this book, a lot of us were not natural. Or if you went to corporate America, you put a wig on, or you straightened your hair. And we talked about good hair and bad hair. When I was younger, in my family, the hair textures vary and the complexions vary. And we were not allowed to say good hair in our family. Because if you're telling somebody they have good hair, what are you saying about yourself? Are you saying you have bad hair? So that was one thing that I wanted to make sure that I put forward in the book. And I talked about good hair, it's healthy hair. And so now when I speak to especially millennials, I remember I talked to a couple of young ladies who were in
cosmetology school. And they said when their teacher was talking about good hair, they were reminded good hair is healthy hair. So that's the youth teaching the older generation. But so that was very important to me because that was a lesson that I didn't know other people weren't getting until I went to college and started having these conversations. So yeah, so that book means a lot to me. Like I said, that's my first contribution to Black women.
What else you got over there? You got some more stuff over there.
I sure do. Well, this is a hair oil. And all of my products focus on stimulating hair growth and strengthening hair. And they're as natural as possible. So this is one of the products that I have. But I said that I named my company Yaylani. And it's a mixture of my name and my daughter's name because I want to inspire them. And so I'm teaching them to express themselves in every different area. So both of my daughters are authors. I just have my oldest daughter's books. She wrote a novel called The Obituary of Amina Vargas. And it's a supernatural book. It's really, really good. And she also wrote a book about bullying called Buzz and Ella.
Aww.
Yeah, so I think kind of building your legacy. A lot of times we don't remember that our ancestors prayed for us. And so one thing we owe our descendants is prayer. We need to pray for them, and we need to establish some type of legacy for them, and so that they can stand on our shoulders.
I also want to note her daughter plays harp too, so very much a legacy over here. Building a legacy.
Wow.
Like, come on.
Really cool.
Okay. So tell us something besides that, because I didn't know that. So tell us something that no one really knows about
That's right. Oh, wow. I don't know. I'm a very spiritual person. Well, like I said, I feel like we owe our descendants the same that was given to us from our ancestors. So I always try to motivate people to pray and to have and to strengthen their relationship with God. So I don't know if everybody knows that about me, but that's
I need you to do this. I need you to put your beautiful items right here. I need you to stand up. I need you to say, this is my A moment. This is my A moment. And tell people where they can find you. Yaylani.com, YELANI.com, or on Instagram or any other social media platform is Yaylani Hair. Queen, thank you so very much for being here. We have two more. So we have some chefs in the building. Where them chefs at? Where them chefs at that cook some good food in here that we about to be blessed with? Where they at? Can they come up to the front? Yes, come to the forefront. And I need both, because I know there's two in here. Where that other person at? H. Oh. Can you go get it from he in the trolley room. So why she's going to get H? H is a chef. And they have a beautiful company. And I felt like it was just really amazing to have their banana pudding. Dan, you said that banana pudding was good?
I'm telling you,
It was good. So come over here and tell them real quick. How good was it? Come here, come to the forefront. Come to the mic.
Like grandma's
Tell me.
banana pudding.
Yeah,
Feel me?
It was like grandma
It was
banana
like
pudding.
grandma banana pudding, right?
Right,
And they young people too, young. When I was born, they young, right? And they were like, okay, we also got wraps here. We got some fresh salad and whatnot. I was like, man, and they got a CD back there.
You got some CD back there?
Yeah,
What?
I wasn't playing. Okay, I see you.
All right.
Okay.
I understood.
All right, I would love you both to introduce yourself, and I want you to tell us some specials that you have back there, first and foremost.
Well, my name is H. This is Nikita, and we have a home catering business, Journey Star Delights, and it's just a black owned business out of Atlanta, Virginia based though, but out of Atlanta we stay here. And for the nice meal stuff that we have in the back, like they said, we got baked ziti, we got wraps, we got vegan wraps, we got shrimp salad, chicken salad, banana pudding, just a variety of things like that, man. I mean, we just aim to please, like you said, I'm a chef at Snooze AM Eatery. I mean, like, this is like what we're trying to grow, and so we won't have to work nowhere else. But in the meantime, we still got to keep the bills paid, so therefore, we got to work. But other than that, this is our baby that we're trying to blossom up. We just aim to please the stomach, man. I mean, on the healthy side, and on, for those who eat your own that eat, I mean, different varieties of stuff, we do it all. Cakes, all that.
So how long have you guys been cooking?
Forever, man. I mean, forever.
When was your first age of when you was like, this was trying to
when I burnt my first grilled cheese. And after that, we ain't burned nothing else.
How old were you when you burnt your first
I wasn't supposed to be cooking on that hot plate.
Oh, you don't want the parentals to know. Okay. You was on the stove.
Yeah, I was on the stove. I'm gonna say the hot plate, but my mom, she always, taught me and showed me. So same thing with her mom. Her and her mom was excellent cook. I mean, my mother-in-law, she's an excellent cook, just like Nikita's an excellent cook. But yeah, we started off like young, just watching.
Nikita, let me ask you this question. What was the first meal that you made for H?
Steak, baked potato, and broccoli and cheese.
She remember that too. You heard that? She remembered that.
I was like, what was on the menu? Yeah, I remember that. As well. That's correct.
That's correct. Down to the last ingredient. That was correct. Good.
That's correct.
So who inspired you both to cook?
My mom.
Yeah, my mom. And then, we've been together 15 years, so just seeing a woman cook, just cook, and it's like aim to please the cook. We didn't cook food and get the trays and get it to the homeless. So just like to see the passion that she got for it, like she really inspired me a lot. Just to cook.
So,
Yeah, that's about that.
What's your favorite dish to cook, both of you?
I don't know.
Out of everything.
I like rotel dip, and I like to experiment with shrimp.
What you be putting in
I like shrimp. I mean, we can do whatever you want to go in there, man. we can make it happen. I done put deer meat in there before,
Really?
Yeah,
in rotel dip? Wow.
So it's a lot of stuff that I mean, that's my favorite though. And then my kids go crazy for it. So yeah, that's one of my go-to.
And how long you guys had your business?
Had a business now for 2020.
Okay. I like the shirt.
Thriving.
Thank you. Thriving and riding. I like it. Thriving and riding.
Thriving.
Listen, if any one of y'all use that, we said it first. Y'all better give us 50 cents, quarter, dollar, dime, okay? So, in the point of the cooking, what is something that you have taught or someone has taught you when it comes to cooking, like just the relationship with food?
Be patient when you're cooking the food. I mean, we don't wanna give nobody first impression. Like, no, a person give you to say, all right, when you meet a person, it's your first impression. When they stick that fork in that meal, you want them to be like, ooh, yeah, that's it.
Right.
You don't want it to be, take your time with that. Don't rush nothing. Don't go looking at, don't go looking on the internet. You might go and look on the internet for how to cook it, whatever the case may be. But you need to be in there to let that grease hit you, burn you. You can't wash nothing off. That ain't the way. That ain't the way. Me and her done sat in there, and then like I said, I've been cooking for a while. It's a lot of burns on these arms. So you gotta it's steps with that stuff. The right ingredients. Stop rushing. If it ain't got it at that Walmart, go to the next Walmart. I mean, if they ain't got it at Publix, go to the next Publix. There's a lot of them out here. Yeah. Take your time with that food, man, because that's your first impression to the people, man, to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna be like, and word of mouth travels. Don't buy that for them. That ain't right. You know how we like about our food. Don't play. Don't play about that food now. I don't care what you do.
Right, right.
But yeah, that's it though. Just the patience of it all. Patience for everything, man. But that food, don't burn that food. Mama ain't had that much grease and stuff back in the day.
So you had to really be
You had
patient
to be
and
careful with
careful.
that food, man. For real.
What about you? What about like what was one of the first things that you when you was cooking, like it just built that relationship with you?
So my mom used to cook all the time, so I just used to watch her and learn from her. It really excited me how she used to make people happy by feeding.
What was your favorite food that y'all that your mother or your father had made for your grandma?
So my mom used to cook seafood a lot and fried chicken. Fried chicken was our favorite.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say.
Early in the morning, she cooking fried chicken.
Fried chicken, pinto bean with the gravy, the biscuit. You know what I mean? Set that to the side, man. That's gonna feed you on Sunday. You know when they open up that screen, though, all right, come on. Time to eat. That's what I was waiting for every Sunday. You know what I mean? So that chicken played a part. That bird played a part. We know that bird spreads around. We're gonna mess that bird up. We can cook that bird 10 different ways too now. Don't get it messed up. We can put it in the oven, fry, all that. Jerk it. Hey man. That bird, yeah, that's what just that feeling, man. Them meals like that. We ain't eating all that hamburger helper stuff. What was that? Our mama, she made. Oh, they thought mama made that, man. That was petty. She
He
cooked
said
for
that
me and
was
my
petty.
brother. Yeah, she cooked for me and my brother, man. I mean, to each his own, like I was saying, but yeah, we seen some elbow grease in there, man. She was sweating when she cooked that stuff, man. So, that's how I go.
What's the longest time you guys have been in the kitchen to prep or prepare or to just really make the best meal? Like if you can recall, like what's one of the longest times? And then it was like frustrating.
Frustrated. It was probably a little frustrating because we had too much food. And that was like when we stayed in Riverdale. But the dope part about it, cooked all the food. And like I said, we bagged up all the food. And every store that I went to, it was a homeless person out there. So we thought we weren't going to get rid of the food. Remember that? Thought we weren't going to get rid of the food. We had Gatorades. We went to go buy Gatorades. Every store we went to, we saw because we were so, man, how are we going to get rid of the food? It wasn't frustrating, but it was like, man, we don't want to waste. It ain't waste. We passed out all that food. Passed it all out. It didn't go to waste. And we weren't mad about it. Everybody ate. It was cool. So it was like cooking, man. It's like when you're doing it with a person that you love, man, it ain't really frustrating. Because you looking, well, watching her, she watching me. I'm really the helper for real. I cook at the job, but she the real chef. You know what I mean? I'm playing chef. She the real chef. I get paid for it, but she the real one though. She the truth. So I'm watching her, she watching me, and we was just like, man, what we gonna do with this food, yo? And we was just
I hate leftovers.
yeah. And we will box it up and go give it to the less fortunate, bro. We always do that. And I'm talking about even when she was selling dinners before she got back to work. Like, won't nobody buying the dinners. Who, me? I'm the husband. Gotta make her smile. I'm gonna buy all of them. Let's stop. And go give them to everybody, bro. Even not just homeless people. Hey, try this out. With the business card. Oh, we promoting too now. We're trying to get some money now. Yeah, we definitely trying to get some money, but at the same time, it's not always about the money. Money don't move nothing. That don't move nothing. That's just something that's gonna pay something for a little while. But that bond and that relationship between you and the customer or you and your people who you cooking for, that's the key right there. That's the key. That's the key.
And I have one more question. What is the biggest crowd you have ever cooked for, like number-wise?
Oh man, her mom. I think one of her, like around the time one of her aunts had passed away. Her mom had one bedroom crib, right? And it was us there. Then you had all the people, like all her cousins from Atlanta come. You thinking these folks about to get a hotel, right? But they know that this fish is fresh off the press. And you got to be here for this fish fresh off the press, man. When I tell you everyone, probably a good 30 of us in there, bro. Like a good 30 of us actually standing. I'm talking about we all in the grill. On the floor, everywhere. People is waiting for that food. Then you got all the other relatives that's pulling up. Like we're trying to fit in the crib. Like, but we in the crib, we enjoying ourselves. But that was like feed them. I mean, feel the dream, build it and they'll come.
that.
That's how that went, bro. I'm talking about it was like soon as she turned on that grease, everybody pulled up out of nowhere. I said, yo, this is crazy. Somebody that was like a packed house, yo. And everybody was full. So when you can look and see everybody like, whoo, that's what put a smile on your face.
Bro, you messing me up with that Trish though.
Yeah.
Now
they,
what's up?
yeah, they do that, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I watched them, man. I watched them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, not slap back.
Do y'all children cook?
Nah, what?
No,
Yeah.
you should cook.
Naisha, yeah, she cooks. Naisha do cook. She a great cook, she watch her too. She getting there. I mean, they in Virginia now doing little summer youth program. They working, they doing other stuff for our entrepreneur program. So like she ain't been, and she wasn't out here this summer.
Potato salad.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, all right, yeah.
He like, yeah.
See, but it's like she don't. I'm so used to her being here for the summer. So like, cause I got stuff on my phone, her making banana pudding as well. Her just in there with her mom. So you know, like they getting big on me, man. You know what I mean? I catch rather little scenes, but now I used to do cook, but all the other kids, they greedy.
They just sit there and wait for the food to get
Yeah,
done.
they don't want.
Well, let me say this to you. I truly appreciate, you guys being here and, just really taking the time out. So we all came from work to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a majority of you have or all of you have. So he came from being on the line at work and came here with us. And I truly appreciate you both for being here. I can't wait to finish this food because I'm sure I'm taking it home. I'm gonna sit down watching some Netflix and get ready for work tomorrow. Okay,
That's right.
to do this again because it was really such a joy to be able to be able to do this platform for all of us. So where can the people find you? But before you say that, I need you both to stand up. And I want you to say, this is my A moment.
This is my
A
moment.
I love it. Thank you so much. And where can the people find you at?
Instagram. Journey Star Delights. I got business cards in the back for everyone. You can find her up there. It's my contact info up there, her contact info up there. Like I said, she the boss. I'm just the helper, man.
And how much are your platters and everything?
Yeah, but I mean, like, cause we ain't make no problem. Make salads and baked ziti, man. Everything. Majority of the stuff $5, man. Y'all family, man. We family. We ain't trying to. And one thing about it too, we can't keep trying to hurt our folks with the prices.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't go buy McDonald's for $15. Know what I mean? And then you get smacked in the head by them, and then you come to us and we ain't McDonald's. We gonna have something for your soul, man. So we gonna give it to you at a reasonable price, man. Let you put some gas in your car to make it home. We ain't trying to get you.
Yes.
We ain't trying to do all that.
Well, I ain't nothing there to put it in.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Yes, I did make some juices, everyone. We have where that therapist at? That body therapist. Where she at? Where that Nettie at? Where that Nettie baby come to the forefront, baby? Come to the forefront. Come get your blessing. Woo. Hi, beautiful. Walk out. Come over one more.
Yep.
All right, Queen. Tell us who you are and the name of your business.
My name is Annette. Everybody calls me Nettie, and my name of my business is Net's Sensuous Massage.
All right. So, did anyone get a massage here today?
Yeah, they went.
Oh, they went that way?
Yeah.
All
One
right.
girl said she was magic. You were a healer, so yeah.
Yeah,
Hello,
because, I just need like a second. We just need like a 2 second, before we go.
Yeah, 2 seconds, and you're gonna be mad.
I'm sure not that long. But the good thing is, we know where we can find you. Yes, ma'am. And she comes into our job series all the time, and that's how we actually met. And I believe she had on one of her shirts, and I just like, oh my God, like you do. So I was just like, yeah, come be a vendor, and she's here. So what made you start?
Oh, I had a midlife crisis.
All right.
That's how I started massage. But how I started my business, when I first moved down here to Georgia, I worked for a franchise, and it was not nice with the money and not giving me clients. So it was either go back to DC or stay out here. So I think I was here 3 months, but then that 6 months I had to open my business.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
No, just how it happened is I seen an ad and I called the lady and she was like, "Oh yeah, come take a tour." It was the salon loft, and I walked in and I was like, "Oh shit, I could do this." Yeah, I was like, I could do this, and then I told the lady, I said, "I'll be back." And so I had to wait a few months for taxes so I could get the money so I could start. So that's how I started.
So when you are massaging, what is the one area you really like to focus on? And I know everyone has different pains, but what is one of your favorite parts of the body that you really like
The
to
upper
administer?
back.
The upper
Yes,
back.
ma'am.
Tell us more about that. Why the upper back?
Because that's where most people carry their stress.
Mm.
But I don't focus on that. I just listen to people's bodies.
Yes, ma'am.
So your body makes you. So when you come into my office and you tell me what's wrong, you're gonna tell me one thing, but your body
Will tell you.
is gonna tell the truth,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's where I go. I listen to people's bodies. I don't listen to the words. I listen to the words, but
Right.
it kind of go in one ear and out the other because
Right.
I'm like, yeah, sure, you're right, and then I'll.
So who inspired you to just really start just in general of getting into businesses and entrepreneur and all that you do?
Oh, well, I guess I've always been an entrepreneur. So it happened back in 78.
78. I'm gonna pour more than people.
So my parents, they had these sharks. They stood about this high, and they was saving pennies for me and my sister.
Okay.
But that's when Now Laters and Jolly Sticks were like, 5 cents. So I used to steal the pennies.
Okay.
Go to the candy store, buy the candy, and then resell.
And how old were you?
I think I was about 5 or 6.
You know what?
I'm a businesswoman at 5 or 6.
So what
Okay.
ended up happening? One of the kids in school went to his mama and got $20 and bought $20 of candy. And the teacher see that I was making an exchange. And she was like, "What you do with that money?" I got caught. Yeah, I got caught. And then my parents was like, found out that the pennies was missing out of the shark. So my sister got down with it, and so I ended up having my sister be an entrepreneur with me.
Okay.
It was a family business.
Hello.
Okay. I see you. I'm getting all the candy.
It was bankrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then eventually, as I got like when I had the midlife crisis and moving down here, it was like I got tired of working for people and making them rich when I could do it for myself. So the struggle's real.
Yes, it is.
It's not hard. I have a lot of ups and downs, and I'm still having my little cycles. But 2024 sounds like a good year.
Hey.
Yeah. So yeah, it's big things coming.
So what else do you do?
Meaning techniques.
In general.
Oh, okay, so I do bamboo fusion massage. I do cupping, prenatal, sports, deep tissue, hot stones, and coming to you soon, I'll be doing Thai massage. I'm going to Thailand for 3 months.
Yes. You better go back and get that.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that for 3 months. I leave in September, but when I come back, I'm also going to be an instructor, so I can open my own school.
Wow.
Right.
Thank you. I feel like in our community, in most communities, people think massage is something that's a luxury, and it's not. It's a necessity. We are all broken, hurt. We carry our stress and our emotions in our muscles. So a lot of times that you're in pain or feel a certain type of way, it's because you need a massage. A lot of people do exercise thinking that's it's gonna burn, it's gonna work itself out. I'm gonna feel great. Yeah, you're gonna feel great, but you're also tearing up your body. And so if you're not taking care of your insides and releasing the toxins, all that you're doing is not.
So, before we conclude the end of this, I need you to stand up. And I want you to say, "This is my A moment."
This is my A moment.
I love it. And where can people find you at?
Okay, I am on Instagram. I have a website, net. It's not with the S, but it's netessentialsmassage.com. I am located in Midtown on my
Well, Queen, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the. What corner is this? The A corner. Thank you for having me. You're very welcome. If you have not got a massage before we leave, you better slide over there before we get there, okay? That concludes the end of the Wellness Wednesday, the Talking Tuesday. And if you come out tomorrow, we have our Self-Esteem Sunday fashion show and open mic. So you are able to be a part of that. We will make sure we will leave the information. It is at Dropback Studios at 124 Howard Ferry Road, Marietta, Georgia. Shout out to Lisa. Lisa, girl, we coming, girl, okay? Woo, 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 woo. Thank you for being a part of this. Did I miss anything? I think that's it. All right. And Queen, can you take us home? Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. I think this was a wonderful evening. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. We had a nice topic or a nice conversation over a few topics. I think that this was beautiful. I'm excited to be a part of it. And again, thank you all for coming. I hope it was just as good for you as it was for me. Remember to watch the movie They Cloned Tyrone. It's a good one.
On Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Yes. And then please send comments back to us, back to the panel. Anything that you picked up on, if you want to say anything about it, please submit that to us. We would love to hear it as well. Let's see. And again, I am Queen Steph A. Renee. We have Yams. We have JSM. And we also have Miss Queen Juicy Shay. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
You guys did such a wonderful job. Let's get some food.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
And do not leave because I would like to get everyone's photos together. And
Yeah, come on.
so we're going to do that. Yes, ma'am. Can you get everyone that's in the trolley room so we can just take one big picture? Because I am hungry, honey.
You know what? I don't know. She's massaging and she ain't moving.
They
You may
back
have
here
to do
eating.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All right.
cash.
Hi, beautiful. I love you. Hi, baby. Hello. Ooh. How did you like them drinks? Sure.
I said her she might be.
We are going to take some photos if we could. You can maybe go to
Of course.
And I also have some juices for sale.
I can't find it.
Well, no, you saw this. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Claim it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're about to take a photo. We're going to take a photo over here in the light. Anybody that, hey, yeah. All right, get that. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. All right, we're going to all come on the side where the light is. Steph, can you get the banner real quick? All right, give us like 3 minutes, literally. I know you have to be there. Okay. You're there? Yeah. Yeah. We're about to take a photo.
We went to the back room. I think you said you was coming, my bad.
You got beats.
Thank
You got beats. You got beats.
Yeah, we didn't get to figure out. I tried to, but just put on a chair. Put on the bag. Yeah. Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Where do you want to go? Right over here. So someone this side and someone that side. Alright,
You wanna go next or?
Alright, we ready? Alright, you ready? Alright. Chef, we taking a photo. You is going. Chef, Chef H. Come on, we taking a photo. Everybody in the family room, come take a photo. Oh, you know what? You got a cheese. Oh, wait a minute. It was egg, literal cheese. It was egg good. Oh, actually, artist.
Yeah.
Artist.
Excessive. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
You probably did see question. At the time you walked in, so when they okay. I'm just waiting for some people. Everybody out. Anybody else there? Anybody else there? Y'all coming with your ass, family. Family, it's time to take a slow down. Yes, I need to eat. I mean, because we did a damn good like by the race. Like, I love it. Ready. Let's say. Hey! 1, 2, 3. And the one for wait a minute, video. Small video. So I want y'all to say the live audience party at the Apex Museum. We got a break show. No. We got this. 1, 2, 3. The live audience party at the Apex Museum. Thank you all. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to message everyone tonight for tomorrow for the second edition of this for the fashion show and the open mic. It is at the Friday Studio. And Marietta, Georgia. So I'll make sure I message you all with that information. Yes. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You gonna get some juice? I ain't get no juice. No, I want it. That's why I said I'm gonna see you more. Okay, I got a mango. So the juices are $10. I'm thinking I want to get you some. If I have to now. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Oh, right here. So we have 3 different styles of juices. We have an apple juice, a green apple juice, and these are all handcrafted. I made them. I am a registered trademark juice inventor of 52 states. You know that good old PPE money that they sent everybody for COVID? Well, I created